Till now, we have seen that our OII is a finite number. That is, either it is 0, 1, or it is minus 1, 1. So simple, it is a or simple, it is an integer type. So in previous lecture, what we have seen our data sets. If you just see this data set in mathematical notations, so our data sets will be look like this. This is our features vector xi, and corresponding output of this features vector is yi. If our number of data sets is from 1 to n here, and such that our if our features vector belongs to d dimensional space, this is our xi belongs to rd. And if we just take our classifications is a binary classifier, our yi belongs to either 0 or it will be 1. We have seen this is some notations of our data sets. Here if you just see our data, here we are taking our output of our features vector is 0 or 1 for binary classifier. Okay, so if we just see this thing, if you just see this thing in Amazon website for a text review, or a text review, we have seen this thing. And this thing here sample, this is a sample 2 class. Here yi is 101 means here sample it is a 2 class classifier, 2 class classifications problem. So in this case, this class classifications problem is called another language binary. Another language, it is also called a binary classifier. Okay, and also we have seen just suppose we will see in the next part of this video, there have a such a data sets. So in these data sets we have to classify our OI in such a way that there have many class classifiers. Suppose let's take an example. So in this example, suppose let's take we have such data set. Suppose we are collecting the data sets for human right letters 0 to 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, just human numbers. We have just I am taking an example for n people. From n people, on their handwriting, on n people handwrite numbers from 0 to 9, from 0 to, okay. So we human easily, if you just see this thing, it is 0 or it is anyone 1, it is 9, it is 3. If you just see the running handwriting letter, it is 5, it is suppose it is 5, this one is 6, this one is suppose these are this, if you see this is the 8. We have seen this thing, just human write this thing in such a way from 0 to 9, okay. But how a computer, how a machine detect this is a 0, this is 1, this is 9, this is 3. So here if you just see, so we are just collect this kind of data set from n people, okay, and we are interest to build a classifier, that our classifier will easily detect our this kind of letter. Means if sample by using this kind of n data we have for n people, suppose we have n number of data that will collect from n number of people. By using sample n data, we are building a classifier, let's take f, okay. And from another people that is not in this list of n people, just if you consider another people from defined from these people, so if you just take suppose these people write this thing, okay, this thing, and by sample using this classifier we will giving the output this handwriting letter, this letter is a sample 4. This is a handwriting letter, this is a sample handwritten letter, and just our machine will this is a 4, okay. This is our job. Then if you see our output, if you see here, output will be what? Here output will be lies between 0, 1, 2 up to 9. This number of the output possible to happen. If someone gives 5, our classifier will take this is a 5. if someone give, suppose this one 0, like this, this one, it could be 6 or it could be 0, but our job to predict this thing. Okay, suppose let's see. So this will be our job. So here we will see this kind of data sets is called the MNIST data set. MNIST, just simple type on Google, then you can easily find this kind of MNIST data. This kind of data is called the MNIST data. You can easily this data set as you like. Okay, so you see here we have 2 classes, here we have 10 classes, here we have what, here we have 10 classes. Okay. So or it is multi-class, here we have multi-class. In another language, this type of classifications is called the multi-class classification. Multi-class classification. Okay, so till now we have seen our output classes will be finite. It could be 1, it could be 2, from 2 to up to, in typical scenario we have seen our maximum output level will be up to 50, not more than that. Okay, in typical cases it could be 50, not more than that. But the main thing that, but the main questions arise here, what if our output is a real number? What if this output number is a real number? Then the number of output will be infinite. So what is this thing? If our output is a real number, so this problem is called the regression problem. This thing is called the regression problem. Okay, and here this I, this OI, this OI is no more a point. This Y is no more a point of a small finite set of classes. For example, we know that real number could be anything. From 0 to, if we just consider 0 to 1, there could be infinite number of points. If we just consider 0 to 10, there could be also infinite number of points. So no more points of a small finite set of classes. Okay, no more point of a small finite set of classes. This thing, this kind of problem is called a regression. So I think if you just take an example, this thing will be clear all of you. Suppose let's take our features vector is like that, like this. Let's take our features vector is like this. Xi is our features vector and its components is like this. Suppose we have weight. Suppose first just classify, first just define the problem. What is actually, our actual problem is we want to predict the height of a human. If we will see height of a is t. Our height of a human is simply a real number. It is not a finite set of classes. It is simply a real number. And this number may be 182 centimeter. This number may be 182.9 centimeter. This number may be 173.5 centimeter. Like that. It is simply real number height. And our features vector, if we see our features vector is weight. Weight is also a set of real number. Age also, age is a set of, simple, it is also a set of real number. But gender, it is a set of not a real number. Gender could be male, or it will be female, or it will be transgender. So it is a classic, that is, it is a categorical data. Okay, gender. Okay, just we are considering here three kind of features: weight, age, and gender. According to this data, if we just predict it, the height of a human, okay, so this kind of problem is called the regression problem. It is not a classification problem, because the simple difference is that our output variable is simply real number, not a integer. Okay, the main difference of classifications and regression is that the main is the output variable. If our yi is simple, suppose it is a simple a finite integers, means suppose like that 0, 1, -1, -2, 2, like that, to finite. Okay, this thing is called the classification. This kind of problem is called the classification problem. And if our yi is simply real number, then this is called a regression problem. This is called a regression problem. I think the you are clear about the classifications and regressions. What is actual main difference? This is simple. If our yi is finite and it is simply integer value, then it is a classifications problem. If our yi is a real number, set of real numbers, then it is simply regression problem. Okay.